What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all will have to forgive me today. My, still not back 100%. I didn't, I got a little summer cold going, and it's no fun. No fun at all. When it's a bazillion degrees out and you're sniffling and whatnot. So anyway, for those that, pardon me, for those that have not been following along, this is a first Ancient Power reset on an alt account. So, very first time resetting. No gilded shards, no 10 out of 10 mods. Let's see, never even put my Ancient Power point in. Might as well throw that in, huh? Put it in Ancient Destruction there. Get a little defense power boost. What's going on there, Doug? I feel better, but I'm still, still got the nose and throat issues going on. That's no fun. Anyway, so the last episode, this is the loot. Most of this series will be a recorded series, yet I did want to go through, wanted to I'll probably do a couple episodes live throughout. Right, nothing good. What about these relics here? Still using most of my campaign stuff. I do have a C2 relic now on Poison Dart Towers. Actually, I could replace this Earth Shatter relic with something here. What do we got? Anti-support. Unique power servo is not going to do anything for me. Man, I feel like that Gobu Boom. I should just leave it and go with the Gobu Boom until I find a better one. Anyway, let's hop on in. I think we're on, what, floor 8 or floor 9? Let me see. I'm not even sure, to be honest. Floor 9. Alright, here we go. So, focusing on the Petrify combo, and part of the deal with this series is I'm trying to do what I always suggest a new player do. So, you're new to the game, you don't have all the fancy stuff, you don't have a bunch of 10 out of 10 mods, you don't have any gilded shards, you don't have any mastery or hyper shards, yet you want to do ancient power resets. Well, the first thing you should do is push as high as you can in Onslaught, right? So on this particular account, I went to floor 97, I think it was. Yeah, floor 97. And that gave me a minimum ascension of 900, which is kind of nice. Actually, that's not right. My current ascension is 900. What would my... That seems very strange. Or maybe I just haven't gone up a level yet. That could be the case too. Anyway, so this is still Chaos 3 territory. What's going on, Shelly? How you doing? Would it be better to push alone or with someone who has really good gear? Well, I mean, if you want to AFK it, then yeah. I mean, you will see through this video how just doing what I'm doing by myself, without all the powerful stuff, it's just, you're extremely powerful as long as you do an onslaught push in advance. That's what it's really all about. So let's get that Petrify going in there. Got no cyborgs on this lane, so this one we kind of got it easy peasy. Let's just go something like that. We got Sci Fodder over here. So I think over here... do we go with 2? Yeah, let's go with 2 Earth Shatters there. And then I'm just going to put 1 Flame Aura on this one. And I'm going to try to put the... You know what? There's just no way around it. I'm just going to smack it in the middle of the lane. Ask me anything, Doug. Oh, I got speed on my boots there, Shelly. It's just not gilded. This is the minimalist approach, so I don't have any gilded shards. Thrower Vanguard. That one will be easy peasy. Crippling fodder will be easy peasy as well. On the Flame Aura Monk, well, I mean, ideally I'm swapping properly. I'm not spending the gold. I know speed is really cheap, but I'm just not going to spend it. I'm just going to have to do the hero swapping. Do the old swappity swap. What's my fondest memory from DD1? Grinding Aquanos, I really think. When I started playing DD1, I was playing it with friends that I had played other games with for many, many years that got me into DD1. At the time, I was kind of hooked on the original Orcs Must Die. And big boy fodder over here. And we did, at the time, grinding Aquanos was like the thing to do, you know? So I played the living crap out of Aquanos, and it was with, like I said, it was with a group of friends that I had played with for many, many years. A couple of them I knew in real life. Who would be the best character to start out going? There's not really a best character. I mean, the EV2 is a very versatile character. I mean, I'm doing, like this series here, I'm just doing the original 4 heroes. I'm on the... I got the purple set, Doug. It was grind, and I was irritated the entire time. Alright, I think we're all good. Let's just let it roll and see how it goes. You know, the thing that drove me nuts about that Destiny 2 Solstice questline was the tag 100 mini-bosses in the EZA. Or the EAZ. Yeah. Because every single match you queued into, you know, I'm playing on a Warlock, which, you know, we all know, anyone who's familiar with Destiny 2 knows the challenges of Warlock mobility and jumping and whatnot. Well, every single match, no, it's EAZ, it's a event there, Juicy. Every match I loaded into was with 2 hunters with grenade launchers. Every single time. So, like, when I'm doing it on my hunter, I'm averaging like 10 or 11 mini-boss tags per map. I do it on the Warlock, and it's like 4, 3. It was beyond irritating. Well, pretty much all maps, shy of pushing Onslaught, are easier to do solo, Olav. But there's quite a few mastery challenges that doing it with a friend certainly helps out. There we go. We had a nice chillaxing wave 1. You know, any of like the build time restrictions, you know, say you don't have a ton of different heroes and you get the, you know, unique defenses or 10 different defenses. You know, there's a lot of aspects, plus just the fun factor. Got the candy, got the energy drink. Nice, Matthias. Just the fun factor. I mean, pretty much every game, for the most part, is more fun with a friend, right? Most games, anyway. Solitaire. That would irritate the crap out of you playing it with a friend. I don't want to put that one over there. You ain't sleeping because it's 6 in the morning? Wow. Which part there, Olaf? The Johan part? I'm not gonna massacre your last name. I would say, I don't know. I'll tear it up too bad. The Olav Johan part, I think I got down proper, right? The whole thing, yeah, I'm just not gonna go there. 9 p.m. in Matthiasville. Oh man. It's the middle of the day for me. It's just, what, just afternoon. It's 10 minutes after 12. I don't really, Shala. I mean, I'm going to guess and say a week from Tuesday. Yeah, but I don't know how to pronounce your last name there, Olaf. Well, that's what they said. They said that they were going to allow Water and Shocking Revelation to go on defenses again, yet they have to figure out how to do it, so... You know, I mean, it's hard to say. It may happen, it may not happen. Well, you can put Burning Strikes in, Alex. If you don't want to put Burning Strikes in, then just Hero Swap. I mean, that's what I usually do. I mean, you figure the 1 out of every 10 or 15 times you see a boss, it's the Drakenlord. So it's not really a huge deal. 5:11 a.m. Youch. Too damn early there, Soup Can. Go back to bed. Well, I can't say anything about what's in the update, but as far as when the update's coming, no one outside of Chromatic knows that. I'm guessing. I'm allowed to guess. But I'm going to guess a week from Tuesday. It all comes down to the dev streams. I mean, you guys can read into that. This past Friday, we did not have a stream. So since there was no stream from Chromatic or the developers, there's just not going to be an update this week coming out. You're an Aussie and you stayed up for the stream? Youch. The wife's doing good. I'm still hacking and wheezing and whining. But the wife gets over that stuff a lot better. She gets sick and she's like, you know, a day and she's good. Me, I get sick, I cry for a week about it. Yeah, there's an end game update coming, Doug. We don't really have much info. I mean, at this point, it's been through 2 weeks of testing, so you guys already know I know what it is. But I'm not allowed to say. I signed a non-disclosure agreement saying that I won't talk about it. So, all I can do is speculate as to when it's going to get here. And like I said, I hoped it was going to be here already. But I'm going to guess it's going to be a week from Tuesday. I'm still in easy peasy land there, Gaming Zombie. So I haven't made it to anything challenging yet. I mean, for the most part, I'm still using the campaign stuff. Well, the easiest way to kill Drakenlord is with the Burning Strike Shard. There, Doug. Or, Soup Can. The Burning Strike Shard from Chaos 5 gives you a chance on hit to ignite enemies. I've been having a lot of fun in Destiny. I mean, it was a refreshing break for sure. I was grinding DD2 a little bit too hard again, and for no real goal or no real reason. And you know, that's never a good thing to do. If you don't have a goal in the games you're playing, you know, obviously if your goal is just to have fun, that's great, but if you don't have a goal in the games you're playing, they're going to get bland pretty quick. I'm just using Poison Dart Towers with Earth Shatters to get the Petrify combo, Thomas. And then, since I've got very few defenses set up, I'm using Flamars for the damage. So every lane's got a Poison Dart Tower and at least one Earth Shatter. And that sets up the Petrify combo. And then the Flame Auras are putting in a bunch of the work to do the damage. It depends on how small of a deck you want to keep. I mean, I would never be able to get all of my stuff up to Chaos 8, but I play everything. If you intend to play every hero and use as many defenses as possible, it's just not realistic that you're ever going to do it. You know? if you just go with like 4 heroes normally in their defenses. Yeah, pretty much there, Tom, but like I said, a lot of people were asking for me to do it. You know, if you don't put that AMA in the title, people don't feel comfortable asking questions, I guess. I don't know. Nothing wrong with that, Soup Can. I mean, that's... Just the original 4 heroes by themselves are super strong. You throw any additional hero into the mix that has towers, and you're just adding big time. It's not the melee boom, Gaming Zombie, it's Shatter quake. You've got Shatter quake on your Earth Shatter as well. It's a bug, it's a known bug. Mass destruction on anything is viable, Tom. I mean, it's just beast, right? Nah, the Abyss Lord is very different in DD2 versus DD1. That's one of the reasons, or I think it's the reason, really, that they changed the name from Summoner to Abyss Lord, you know? Oh no! We're going to double-digit floors now. Floor 10 incoming. It's no matter what mod you're using, Shella. So, like, say you gotta do 286 rerolls, right, to get a 10 out of 10. So, say you rolled Relic A 280 times, and then changed your mind and switch over to Relic B. You would only have to roll something on Relic B 6 times to get it squared away. Any hero that I like more in DD2 than DD1? No, they don't get their own defense unit, Zinky. To be honest with you, I don't think there is a hero I like more in DD2 than DD1. I mean, I know this might come as a surprise to y'all, but I really, really like boost monks in DD1. So although I play the monk like constantly, I would probably say the monk, believe it or not. Why am I not playing my main? Because there's nothing for me to do in my main, and I'm right in the middle of this first Ancient Power series on my alt. There's son. There's literally 0 for me to do on my main account right now, so playing it is extremely boring. Alright, what do we got? We got Zappers and Dargans. I think just 2 Skyguards will take care of those folks. We got Cyborgs over here. So, now here's the deal. You know, with Cyborgs, nothing is saying you can't use Flame Auras, but you're going to have to use your head if you do. So, if you've got a Cyborg lane and you throw your Flame Auras, like, say, like that, it's going to get disabled. It's just common sense. So, you got to make it so that the Cyborgs have to work a little for it. So, I'm going to put one kind of over here, kind of hidden around that corner a little bit, and put one right on the far side. So one of the 2 will get disabled, but the chances of them both getting disabled is pretty slim. Mass Destruction's viable on boost stars as well, Tom. It's literally viable on any defense. Any defense that can benefit from the Destruction Shard is gonna benefit from Mass Destruction. So yeah, absolutely, it is literally viable on anything. What do we got over here? We got some throwers, but I think they'll get wrecked anyway. Nah, there's no max on how many accounts you can have, Matthias. You can have as many accounts as you want. Now, there's... Theoretically, if you are the type that wants to multi-box and play 2 accounts at once, theoretically, we have permission to do 2 at a time, but not more than that. So, let's just do the same old, same old. There's an update in the works that should be here within a few weeks, there, Hassan. But it's not here yet. I can't wait. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that, the new update for sure. Yeah, big time. I mean, it's the reason I didn't use ballistas for so long in DD2. No cyborgs there. This is going to be a really, really easy run here. That's alright. Give me a chance to get caught back up on chat here. Let's see. Buying 4 PCs right now. Yeah, I mean, if you can do 34, you can do 35. If you can do 35, you can do 100. You know, the scaling each floor is very, very small. They haven't given any info yet, Hassan. No one knows anything. I mean, a bunch of people know, but we're all under a non-disclosure agreement, so we're not allowed to say. It's new in-game stuff. I think it'll be... Well, I was hoping it was going to be next week there, Mr. Destiny, but I think it's going to be a week. A week from Tuesday. I don't know what that date is, but I think it'll be a week from Tuesday. Hoping, anyway. If it's past that, I'm going to be bummed. I mean, we've been waiting forever. Yeah, it's a pretty solid build, Hassan. I mean, I've been having a lot of good luck with it. Dukin and, like, Zombie Wookie use variations of that build in super high onslaught floors. Way higher than I ever made it. Like, Dukin's, I don't know what floor he's at, but I'm assuming it's like 800 plus now. And Zombie Wookie is like top 3 or top 2. I think he's top 2 or 3. But he's done 900 plus as well. No, it will never be possible to do multiple elemental servos on one relic, Mr. Destiny. The only exception to that rule is going to be the Shocking Revelations water. They said they're going to try to make that work, but they didn't even confirm that it's 100% going to happen. They just said they're going to try to make it work. But yeah, it will never... Besides that, it will never happen. I mean, that would be like a pretty decent amount of development time Chromatic would have to put into it. That's one of the things that a lot of DD2 players are not quite grasping, is that, you know, and I love DD2, so don't get me wrong, don't start with the hate, but DD2 has lived its life. Its course is run. The player base is dwindling. It's time for a fresh game. So, I mean, Chromatic is a business. If they don't make money, they don't do business. You know, if they lose money every month, what will happen? Well, eventually they would close the doors. So it's time for them to start working on something fresh. So all of their development time is going into DDA. I mean, it's just the course. It's how it works. You know? There's no big new things other than this in-game update coming. There won't be any major reworks for DD2. It's just not going to happen. There won't be any major new systems. There won't be any massive changes. There will be balance changes. There will be new cosmetics. And then, if we get lucky, there will be maybe some sort of events or whatever. No, Onslaught is not coming back. Onslaught in DD2 is a fail. And Chromatic knows that. The introduction of Onslaught and the change away from the old Endless Onslaught mode or the DD1 flavored survival was when the player base started dropping. It was a big, big fail. Some people love it, the majority hate it, and stats don't lie, so... You know, like I said, I'm not trying to be negative. You guys know I love DD2. I got, what, between all the accounts, I got over 10,000 hours into the game. Absolutely love it. I like the old Onslaught, the Endless Onslaught. I loved it. I mean, it wasn't super rewarding past a point. What I did with the old Onslaught, I mean, you did it to farm all the golden pets, right? But once you had got all the golden pets, then I did it for new heroes. You know, it wasn't like it is now with all the player trading or anything. So if I took a new hero and leveled it up to level 50, I would do one Onslaught run and it'd be a good game. It'd be all geared. You know, by one Onslaught run, I mean like one 20-hour Onslaught run. And just let it run. Let it run while I'm sleeping, everything else. What's going on there, Pandalicious? Yeah, I've been streaming on Twitch a lot with the with DDA on the horizon and DDA having Twitch integrations. I mean, I want to stream on YouTube more, but streaming DDA on YouTube is just going to be taken away from the viewers. Because if DDA is going to have Twitch integration, there's a chance that there could be like Twitch drops where you'll be rewarded in-game for watching a streamer play DDA on Twitch. YouTube's not friendly enough with people to get systems like that put in place, sadly. No, all maps are the same there, Soup. The best thing you can do if you're in low chaos is get to Chaos 7. Yeah, your champion score is a meaningless number there, Storm. I mean, you could have a champion score of 12,000 and be at Ascension 100. Its champion score is not an indication of anything, and to be honest with you, neither is your Ascension. Opinion on Ninja's move to Mixer? Didn't know Ninja moved to Mixer. First I heard of it. I stopped watching Fortnite streams a while ago. Oh, that's up to you. Their juice, you know. I mean, the general rule of thumb is to progress and challenge yourself, you do Onslaught. For gear, you do Expeditions. So, I mean, if you're still looking for mods, then grinding Expeditions would be the best thing. You're just going to get way more mod drops. Getting paid $10 million a year for being on Mixer? Holy crap. Must be nice. Yep, I hear you there. The same can be said with many Save the World folks. PDT and Earth Shatter there, Juice, you're doing those for the Petrify combo. Use any other damaging defense. Like, I'm using Flame Auras here. But you can use anything. You know, I could have dropped some cannonballs here. I could have put Ramsters here. Could have done anything. The only requirement with these builds I'm using is having the earth damage and the poison damage on each lane. So as long as I've got that, then the lanes are going to be getting petrified and can literally use any... Ooh, look at me getting all the gifts. You can literally use any damaging defense at all. Daily mission complete. Oh man, maybe I should pop over onto a EV2 or something and get some ability kills. Alright, moving right along to floor number 11. Yeah, I mean, you don't even need the weapon manufacturer in that, Mr. Destiny. I mean, just the Poison Proton and Earth Reflect is so good. On PC, you hit J there, Vinky. Got double gifted that time. Nice. Let's see what we got. Of course, I'm getting the same weapons. crappy ones too. Nope, not interested in either of those. Can we get any shards out of the deal? There's a fortification. I might need that guy later at some point. There's another fortification. Well, maybe I'll be able to gild it. Nothing else really. Let's check this out. Okay, now this is a big upgrade, right? It's got those diverses on there, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, look at the R relic I'm using now. So the power servo, defense rate, and melee boom are just not even going to compete. Let me see. So on the current one, I'm doing what, 81,000 tooltip DPS. If I switch over to this relic, I'm doing 135k. So yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? Man, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to keep that relic around though and not trash it. This old campaign one. I think I'll do that. Yeah, nothing else stands out really. You just got to get that fire in the mix there, Mr. Destiny. It depends on how many points you have. I would suggest, as far as the ancient power points go, going into the defense-related stuff first. Like, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of AP resets on this account, but if I was, I would go... First thing, I'd go with the destruction, then I'd go with crit chance, and then crit damage, in that order. So power, chance, damage. The other thing that's important to note is your first point into each particular category is your strongest point. So like you see, my first point here got me 4%, but if I put one more point in, it's only going to take me to 6. So your first point is worth more than anything else. Alright. Now let's see, what do we got, Do we have any lanes over here? We got some flyers there, we got some flyers there, and we got some flyers here. We got flyers. That fire servo, it would be debatable whether or not that's worth it, Mr. Destiny. The thing with elemental servos is that they're... For elemental servos, it's all about getting the element on there. So, a 1 to 10 mod does the same thing as a 10 to 10 mod in that regard. And the damage, additional damage you gain from it is really negligible. It's just not much. Let's see, no cyborgs, so let's just smack that bad boy down right there. What do we got here? We got Dreadbones, and we got Wompity Womps. We got Proximity here. Man, I am just getting... I know it's really low Onslaught still, but gosh, man, the mutators I'm getting are so easy. Or the lane schedules I'm getting. Not really to the point where I have many mutators yet. Well, I mean, the same could be said about many things in the game. I mean, it's another one of those things. Just not gonna happen. That would take away development time from DDA. So, I mean, there's lots of instances like that where we should have something else. I mean, you look at some things. I don't have any of them on me since I'm not on my main account. Let's see. No. You look at something like Marknado. There is literally 0 difference between a 1 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10. I mean, there's many mods that you just don't get any value out of it being a higher quality mod. Crippling fodder. Say, man, tons of DU left. Might as well load it up. What's going on there, Sharing? How you doing? Yeah, any fire damage, Mr. Destiny, is going to get... Fire... Any source of fire damage hits frost mobs for double. So, it doesn't matter what source of fire damage it is, any source of fire damage. So, flame auras, fissures, you know, a Ramster with the fire mod on it, or fire servo on it. There's lots and lots and lots of ways to get fire going. Uh-oh, looks like Mr. Dreadbones has got his head stuck in the door. He don't want to come out and say hi. Flame auras are awesome. I use flame auras just about every day there, Mr. Destiny. So yeah, flame auras are great. Stuck mobs. I mean, that's just a thing in tower defense games, unfortunately. Oh, is he coming now? Looks like he might make his way out now, huh? He gonna get wrecked? Oh, I'm gonna get wrecked. See what happens for talking trash about the captain? You talk trash about the captain, he is gonna smack you down. You couldn't find anybody to play with in DD1. Really? DD1 has always got groups going that I see. That DD RNG Discord is very active too. Kind of the unofficial DD1 Discord. DD1's player base is not that much smaller than DD2 at the moment. It's called Earth Toss. There, Dragon. It's Chaos 4 shard. Okay, did we get a new lane? I wasn't paying attention. Nope, we didn't get a bunch of new DU, so no new lane. Yeah, there's not... DD1 and DD2 actually hit current player numbers. Now, of course, DD2 has the PS4 and Xbox as well, which DD1 doesn't. But as far as just on PC, DD1 and DD2 hit the same player numbers almost every day at some point through the day. I mean, there's something to be said about that. Yeah, there's as many people, not all the time, but at one point during every day just about, there's as many people playing the 9-year-old game than there is people playing the 4 or 5-year-old game. Well, I mean, they're different. I would say DDA is going to be better. I mean, DD2 is plagued with bugs. It runs like crap. I mean, DDA, in theory, should be a much, much better game. You know, that, of course, we won't be able to give that opinion until we see it. Some people were banned, yeah. I mean, getting a ban nowadays is kind of tough. But if you're running around showing off your modded weapon or whatever, yeah, you'll get banned for sure. I don't know what kind of numbers. I know people have been banned from DD1, but I don't know how many or anything like that. DDA is going to be more like DD1. I'm hoping there isn't mods. I'm hoping there isn't shards. We should have a cleaner inventory system. And player shops, of course, in DD1 were way better than DD2. So I'm assuming it's going to be like more similar than DD1. In my opinion, although mods add versatility, mods add a layer of RNG that is ridiculous, because out of all the mods, there's like, what, 5 or 10% of the mods are actually good. So you get nothing but all these junk mods dropping all the time, and it makes it practically impossible to find the mod you're looking for without buying it from another player, you know? So, you know, although mods add that diversity into the game, they also take away so much. So I don't think mods are going to be in DDA. I mean, mods weren't in DD1, so I wouldn't think they're going to be in DDA. DD1 was a more successful game overall, I think. It had more players, and DD1 being a paid game versus DD2 being a free game, and DD1 still having more players, that says something right there as well. Did you play Dungeon Defenders 1, Mr. Destiny? It should be like that. Loot will mean something. DD2 loot doesn't mean anything. It's just the crap that falls on the ground. But there's nothing special. The one thing that I dislike about DD2, if I was to pick something, is that all you're doing is you're grinding a number on a screen. You're not looking for anything in particular. Like all this crap down here, it's just junk on the ground. All that is gold. This is the same as this. There's no difference. In DD1, the loot was special. You know, there was good loot and there was bad loot. And, I mean, if I'm going to grind a game... Oh, there we go. We got a lane, finally. If I'm going to grind a loot-based game, I want there to be loot. And that is just... It's one area that DD2 just fails at. I mean, I hate to say it, but the loot sucks. The loot situation sucks. You guys realize this is criticism that comes from much love as well. You know, obviously, I've wanting to put so many hours into DD2 if I didn't love the game. But, as with every game you love, there's going to be something you hate about it. And the thing I hate is meaningless grind with no reward, no shinies. I can't run this map and say, okay, there's a chance that I could get, you know, be it 0.1% chance for me to get this ridiculously game-changing loot from this run. That just is not a statement you can make about DD2. DD1, what, it's 8 years old now? There's still things in DD1 that I log into DD1 to try to get that I don't have yet. You know, there's super shinies. You know, we got no super shinies in DD2. We got just a bunch of stuff. It will be like DD1. I mean, I don't know. You need to go check out DD1, Mr. Destiny. If you haven't played it, it's going to be like DD1. Yeah, the bosses were nice in DD1, and the gameplay modes were nice in DD1. Man, that captain every wave is just stuck, huh? Once I go hit him, he gets pissed off and comes out. Oh. Yeah, see, I mean, I agree there. It did take a long time to hit 100 in DD1, but depends on how you look at it too, because I could start a fresh character and get it to level 100 a lot quicker than I could, say, find a 10 out of 10 tenacity in DD2. Or some really good shard that I want, you know? It takes a lot of time, but on the same note, it's not near as much as the grind in DD2. DD2's got too many layers of RNG. Having RNG is a good thing. I mean, all loot-based games have it, right? There's a chance of getting what you want. But the RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG in DD2 is just rough. Rough stuff. And the one with the giant dragon boss. There's a couple of big old dragons now, Soup Can. They actually got a new update. The community development team, man, they put in work into DD1. There's a update that is either just launched or is about to launch for DD1 all these years later. New maps. I've played the new maps. I did a video on it in the beta build. But good stuff. Really up to you, Andrew. There's nothing wrong with it. Either way, I mean, defense power affects the poison damage, which is a big reason why you use the PDT. But I mean, we all know anti-mod stacking is what the game is all about. Oh, it's over already. Jeez. No, that's not true there, Vinky. You can build the map with an OP Squire and then switch over to a crap Squire. And your OP Squire harpoons or whatever are still going to be wrecking it. You get a bonus for playing the hero actively, but you don't have to. It doesn't take the stats from the character you're on in DD1. Now your stuff, I'm still upgrading. Your stuff will hit harder if you're playing the character that built it. But I mean, that's what DD1's all about, right? Build the map, hop on your summoner, go into Overlord mode, queue up Netflix, and let Moonbase run for 3 hours. He's in Vegas right now, Shelly. He's doing his thing. Well, they did that with the mod reroll protection already. There, or what? That's the reason they changed it for 286 rerolls. I mean, yeah, that's a lot, but that's way, way better than it used to be. So, oh, there's a 10 out of 10. Fortitude. Looks like I'm all about the Fortitude today. Getting the Fortitude shards and a Fortitude mod. I'll keep that bad boy. Alright, anything else worth looking at? Accumulator servo. 12,000 defense power on that bad boy. Well, it's kind of a no-brainer, I think, for one of these defenses. I gotta get it in somewhere. See, what's that one? 71. That one's 73. Let's put this bad boy on my PDTs. That's good stuff. Nah, it's just RNG, Andrew. I get overloaded with anti-chaos and anti-mini-boss. Well, you don't want it on a totem, but yeah, I mean, anything that you want to use end-game, any decent 10 out of 10 mod, you're going to want to take up to Chaos 7. Like that. Where'd it go? There it is. That relic here I just found. Yeah, I'll end up taking that to Chaos 7 before I use it. I mean, I could use it right now on one of these defenses. There's my dirty or shattered relic. We won't look at that. But yeah, anti-melee is a good mod. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? We got zappers. Oh, it's our first headstrong lane. So, headstrong, of course, is the only counter to this build. So it basically means this lane, I'm going to have to DPS it. But on the same note, there's no cyborgs. All it is orcs and little shieldy gobs. So I might just be able to spam flame arrows down that lane and ignore it. But let's do this. Let's throw one Earth Shatter here to cover the entire map. And then here I like to build, on this map, I like to put the earth shatters up a little bit closer because you actually get 2 lanes worth of coverage out of them. You'll notice that the earth shatters are going to be hitting these guys as well. Well, it's a free-to-play game is the thing, so changing shard drop rates, etc., that affects the profitability of the game. So, I mean, there's just, once again, realism sucks, but, you know, they gotta make money, or the game's not gonna exist. Yeah, I played DD1 mainly on my own, Vinky. Yeah, but the thing that you're missing, Mr. Destiny, is it's going to cost more to make those changes into the game in development time, and it's going to take away from Dungeon Defenders Awakened, yet Chromatic's not going to gain from it. So you can't expect any business to do anything that they're not going to make money off of, especially in the free-to-play market. A lot of people don't realize that Dungeon Defenders 2 is not a profitable game. Just them keeping the game turned on is not profitable. You know, now of course if they're not doing any development to it, then, you know, they're going to make a little bit of money, but it's not even worth their time. As far as, it's like, would you go work at a job and not get paid? I mean, unless you just are really into charity work and you have someone else that's feeding you, then, you know, I mean, what more can you do? No, not really. It's not meant to be a throwback game. DDA is a stepping stone into DD3. The best thing, in my opinion, that could happen with DD2 is for it to get its own community development team like DD1 had. As I mentioned earlier, DD1 has got another new update coming with new maps. DD1. And that's the community development team. If DD2, once DDA releases, if DD2 gets a community development team, that would be a wonderful thing. I do think that the chances of that happening are pretty slim, though. No, it's not. There is no probability like that. It's just, the issue is if there's 100 mods that will drop on a map, only 6 of those mods are any good. So your chances of getting a 10 out of 10 of one of the good ones are ridiculously slim. But the mod drops aren't weighted like that in any way. According to Chromatic anyway. It does seem it, though. I hear what you're saying. It seems like all you get is crap, but the problem is that the majority of mods are crap. Yeah, that's what the CDT is, there, Soup Can. The CDT is Community Development Team. They're still making content for DD1. Very passionate about it, in fact. One of the CDT members, his name is I Honestly Don't Care. The dude is online in Dungeon Defenders all the time. And I know he's not in the game playing. He's making stuff and playing with stuff and tweaking stuff, you know? Well, I mean, the problem is they're the crap mods, is the deal there, Rawat. I mean, they could go through and eliminate all the crap mods, and that would give your chances of getting a good mod, you know, that would drive it up, way high. But the other thing, too, is remember, just like DD1, DD2 is a massive, massive grind game. if you're if you don't put 1,000+ hours into DD2, you are just not going to have the best stuff, period. If you don't put 1,000+ hours into DD1, you are just not going to have the best stuff. That's a grind game in its core. And that's what Dungeon Defenders is, the franchise. So, I mean, don't ever expect that to change. It's always going to be a grind game. DDA will be a grind game. It's not possible. No one has done it. And from everyone who's trying it, they're like 50 floors shy of that, and say that there's just no way to do it without. And just to get to where they're at now, they used every little cheese method you could imagine. Nictus don't lie. Nictus is the guy at the top. He's pushed higher in Onslaught than anybody else, and he will tell you if there's a way for him to cheese something, he is gonna do it. He doesn't try to sugarcoat it. He lets you know exactly how it is. It's one of the inherent problems with Onslaught, though. They don't want you to beat it. So, I mean, if someone got to floor 990, they would change it. They would change floor 995 and make it completely impossible. No, there's a gating in at floor, I think it's floor 948. I don't remember the exact floor, so don't quote me on that. But like at floor 948, every mob goes up to 2 million. No one has made it to 999. The 999 is the last floor. If you beat 999, you win the game. No one has done it. People always like to talk about Marcos doing it, but Marcos did it in the old system. The old floor 999 that Marcos beat is floor 255. The equivalent of floor 255 now. So anyone who's made it to floor 255 in the current build has done the exact same thing that Marcos did. That's what I said was 2 bill, wasn't it, there, Phoenix? Yeah, every mob has 2 billion health. Every mob. Which means every flyer, every little goblin, every mob that comes out has 2 billion health. Yeah, what Marcos did was an entirely different game then. You can't look at that. If you have beat floor 256 now, you progressed further than Marcos did before. It was a different scaling. They had to change it because it was too easy. I mean, it was just all about the grind. There's like less than 10 people that are at that 945 mark. I mean, it's possible to get there, but you've got to be wanting to do it just to say you do it. Because that's another massive, massive problem with Onslaught. You know what kind of loot and what kind of gear drops at floor 945? The same junk that drops at floor 32. Exact same stuff. Zero difference. That's a problem. Why would you even want to climb in a loot-based game when there's no loot? I mean, come on. That's the problem. That's the reason people don't want to do it. I mean, there's people that have done it, and if you think... to you, what's fun about the game is climbing up that leaderboard, then by all means, have at it. Because it's all about having a good time. But if you're playing the game for enjoyment, and you like loot-based games, there's zero reason for you to climb Onslaught. You want to do 2 Onslaught climbs. You want to do one before Ancient Power and one after Ancient Power. And I mean, you guys see what's going on right now? I'm not even looking at the screen half the time. I'm watching chat. No, there would have to be something else. You can't make something that's 1,000 floors and then give 7 shards. There would have to be way, way more to make it worth doing, which it's not going to happen. It's not going to change. They're not going to put any changes into Onslaught. So, I mean, you know, I'm not trying to be old negative Nelly here today, but that just seems to be what's happening. People expect there to be changes to DD2, and let's be real, y'all, it ain't gonna happen. We're gonna get that end game update, and then after that, we're gonna get balance changes periodically, and we're gonna get cosmetics. And that's it. The only way, in my mind, the only way we're ever going to see new maps, the only way we're ever going to see new heroes, the only way we're ever going to see anything like that is if there's some sort of community development team that takes over after DDA launches. That's the only way. Mastery is worth doing for sure. It's not something you grind, it's something you do one time. Even that would not be worth it, Soup Can. If you, well, there is no floor 1000, but it only goes up to 999. If you beat floor 999, you should get a much greater reward than that. You should get 100 of every shard in the game gilded, not one. You should have enough for every hero, every defense. You know? Oh, I agree. It would be nice if there was something like every 20 floors or something, you know? What's going on there, Rage? How you doing? DD2 is just, it's that example of too many chefs in the kitchen, you know? You got, what, 4 different creative directors over the course of Dungeon Defenders 2's life? Every one of them completely reworked the game and completely changed the game. And what you end up getting is a pot of soup with way too much crap in it and a whole lot of bugs. That's the thing though, Soup, is there's no reward that would be worth it. I mean, they could make it so that your name pops up on the loading screen. No one can enter Dungeon Defenders 2 without it popping up and saying, Soup Can is amazing. And it still wouldn't be worth it. It's a mindless grind of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. I don't know. I'm very biased about climbing Onslaught, obviously. If you think it's fun, then it's the right thing for you. If you don't think it's fun, then join the crowd. Because there's a lot of people that don't think Onslaught is fun. There you're talking. You gotta get some of that cash in there, Tim. That's what I'm talking about. If you beat floor 999, you get 10% ownership of a company. Yeah, I'll go for it then. That would be well worth. I didn't look. Crap, I forgot to look at any of that loot and see if any of it was Chaos 4. Alright, so we are in Chaos 4 land now, which means we're not too far off and we're going to be getting assassins. I'm going to have to put some hero health stuff on. And that's not going to be no fun. Let's see, let's just get the basics in here. Got proximity over here. I'm just going to go 1. And then go heavier on the flames. Now this is my first Curse of Kazi lane here. So I don't really want to put flame auras up front here. I mean, I could do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. Let's put 1 right. Actually, let's put 1 right in the spawn because we got no cyborgs, and then we'll go another one back here. Hopefully this back one won't get Curse of Kazi'd. And that'll be kind of the last resort. They will never make a game where you can manage your inventory while the map is running, Mr. Destiny. That will never happen in any Dungeon Defenders game. It would make it an AFK game. They won't do it specifically for that reason. But there will not ever be a Dungeon Defenders game that allows you to manage your inventory while waves are running. I am very, very confident of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't complain, but Chromatic does not want that in any way, shape, or form. The inventory system should be better than what's in both games. This will be the first Dungeon Defenders game where they actually had a UI specialist working on it. No Dungeon Defenders game has ever had anyone that understands or with history of making quality UI. My main account is like 8,000 and change. Between all the accounts, it's over 10,000 for sure there, Fia. So yeah, I mean, the inventory should be better than what we've got in either game. The interface should be way better than what we got in either game. Well, I mean, hopefully it's like DD1. You look at the shiny stuff on the ground. Anything that you pick up goes into your inventory. If you leave it on the ground, it gets auto-sold at the end of the map. To me, that would be the perfect situation. And what, I got no cyborgs here. I'm just going to pop one down in the middle. I mean, that's the nightmare that DD2 became, is you got shards and you got crafting materials, and it just makes the inventory a complete mess. Will DDA be worth getting? I don't understand that question in any way there, Rage. If you like Dungeon Defenders games, it's the newest Dungeon Defenders game to hit the market. So yeah, absolutely. You know, that's like asking a Borderlands fan if Borderlands 3 is going to be worth getting. It's the hottest, newest thing. Why would you not, if you're a fan of the franchise? If you're not a fan of the franchise, don't get it. You know? DDA should be the best Dungeon Defenders game ever made. It should be. Now, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what we get. Yeah, the whole thumbs up, thumbs down thing there, Soup Can, that's for sure. Oh, I'm going to be playing the crap out of DDA. As soon as the beta goes live, there's going to be hours and hours and hours of stream time. In fact, I might bring back daily live streams to YouTube and stream like 5 hours a day on Twitch and 5 hours a day on YouTube. Oh, you are not alone there, Phoenix. Many of us would happily hand over the cash for a shard vault. Yeah, Gears 5 is coming. They're done. It's on the Game Pass, too. I'm not a big Gears of War guy, but I've got a lot of friends that love it. Absolutely love that game. So I'll definitely be checking out Gears 5. And especially with it being on the Game Pass, I won't have to pay for it, so that's kind of nice. Oh, I hear you. Well, I mean, DDA's not here yet, is the thing there, Rach. If you like action defense games, Dungeon Defenders or Dungeon Defenders 2 are great games to play right now. You know, DDA is not... We don't even know when it's coming. It's supposed to get here in October, so that worked out. The front one took the Kursakazi, so you got Baby R here now. And the back one's good, so I'm just going to let this Kursakazi expire. Gears 4 had a fun campaign. I debated on going through it. I was actually going to play through it with Omni, but he got tired of waiting and blazed through it in like a weekend. So I never bothered. That, and when I went to start downloading it, I saw it was 90 gigs. It was like, good lord, are you kidding me? Gears is 90 plus gigs. Woo! Yeah, it's real easy to say on our side there, Soup Can. But you gotta realize that you got a game that's plagued with bugs, that every time something is added to the game, it affects something else. So it's real easy on our end. I mean, on my end, I hit a button that says update. Nothing is easier than that. So I don't understand why they don't fix all the stuff either, because all I have to do is hit that button that says update, right? Well, it's scheduled in October, Rage. We don't have a confirmed release date yet. Thanks there, Dwayne. Appreciate it. Thanks for swinging by, man. Mouse sensitivity seems a little high. I've been going back and forth with my mouse sensitivity with Destiny. Although there's hundreds of people that would disagree with you, Doug, there are thousands of people that would 100% agree with you. We got some good stuff upcoming, though. Figure in the meantime, we got, Borderlands 3, I mentioned that earlier. There is nothing that will stop me from playing through Borderlands 3. Ooh, look at this, we get pushed. I better get up in here and give a little help. This is the first time Elaine's gotten pushed in this entire playthrough. To that extent. I mean, if I would have kept jumping around and not paid attention, they would have overwhelmed this stuff. It's just a bad call on that, using that flame armor right in the middle like that on the cyborg lane. Let me jack all this stuff out. What do we got for bossery? We got quibs coming. Yeah, reflect beams kill siege rollers, Mr. Destiny. That would be one of many, many bugs in the game there, sharing. Easy to avoid that one. Don't let the Drakenlord kill any of your defenses. He's too easy to deal with to have him wrecking any of your defenses, you know? Just steamrolling here. Got some upgrades in the right place. I'm not even worried about quibs. The Burning Strike Shard is the best counter to the Drakenlord. Doesn't matter what hero you use. There, Soup Can. Use Burning Strikes. Drakenlord is trivial. Completely trivial. Yeah, I got DDA. Gears I'm gonna play, but I'm not gonna grind. I'll play through it, but I'm probably not gonna play it after I play through the campaign. Borderlands, I will definitely play. I'll do multiple playthroughs of Borderlands on different characters for sure. And then DDA, when DDA hits, for me personally, it will be when everything else ceases to exist for a little while. I am looking forward to the Destiny update too, though. I play with fans almost every single stream, Vinky. Any stream, every stream for the last year that I've been doing Expeditions is public games with subscribers. Well, I mean, they're public games, so anybody can join. Don't even have to be a subscriber. But that is the majority of Dungeon Defenders 2 streams. The game that respected the shotgun. Oh, it's all good. It's all good there, Vicky. Appreciate you stopping in. Oh, I got wrecked again. Started watching about a week ago. Nice. It's easy to, I've played a lot of DD2. So, I mean, there is literally over 2,000 DD2 videos. So, obviously, covering the game for that long with that many thousands of videos, there's lots of stuff that's outdated. However, someone that's new to the channel should know that if you go to my channel and then scroll down, you're going to see the guides and tutorials playlist, the hero spotlights playlist, and then a builds that work playlist. Anything that is no longer viable, I remove from those playlists. So if you stick to those playlists, you'll be in good shape. You'll be getting current information. So that is, without a doubt, the best thing to do. What floor are we on now? We're on floor 13. Not sure how far we'll go today, but I am still not quite 100%, so this is not going to be a super long stream. I like to stream for 5 to 6 hours a day, but this week I haven't had a stream longer than, I want to say, about 3. Today's stream is only going to be probably about 2, just because I just still feel like crap and I'm whiny about it. Guide for Defender medals is kind of unneeded there, Stony. But more power to you. Defender medals is just one of those things. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get them. Defender medals is real easy. Do the weekly, re-roll the dailies, play the game. And your Defender medal guide is now complete. Floor 14, here we come. Check out the loots. I gotta have some upgrades sitting now, right? Oh good, we got the crappy map. Just what I wanted. Spider's Fang. What am I opening this pet food for? I don't want none of that. Let me choke to death a little here, y'all. What do we got? Tornado, Lateral Blast, Wither Bubble, bunch more Shard Dust. Oh, I'll be playing some Destiny tonight, Doug, for sure. I'm not going to stream it, but I'll definitely be playing some Destiny today. I need to get those 5 clan strikes done. So I'm going to try to get somebody in the clan to do some strikes with me. Long shot, scythe throwers. We got Zerkers. We got more Zerkers. Well, they're not shy with the Zerkers here. Well, random persons. I'm not sure where he's at now. But if you look on the leaderboards, random persons has never done an AP reset. And he's I want to say 600, 500, 600 plus. So, I mean, it's just, sky's the limit, you know? How do we want to do this? Gotta be a little bit more careful with the double lanes now. I think we'll do it the same way, though. We do have the cyborgs there, but there's only 2 of them. So let's just throw 1 Aura in the mid. He's 700 plus now? Yeah, I mean, if you've got the will to do it, you can go as high as you want. I'm sure his goal is probably to make it up to that 945 or 950 or whatever, where everybody's stopping. I also know that Mini, once again, not sure where he's at, but if you look on the leaderboards, Mini hasn't done any AP resets either, and Mini's at like floor 500. So, I mean, you can really push it without doing AP resets. The power gain from AP resets is small. The big gain that you get from doing AP resets is in the gold and the XP department. But as far as your raw power, it's, you know, you don't need to do AP resets to have 10 out of 10 mods and Chaos 8 gear. Well, I mean, individual AP resets aren't worth it, but if you're going to do a lot, then yeah, they're very worth it. I mean, just the gold and XP alone is huge, you know? We got them Kursikazes again. We also got a crap load of DU left, though, so I think I'm going to do 2 Earth Shatters on that one. We'll do the same thing. 1 Flame Aura way up front, and then another one way back here. And then we got 50 more to deal with. See, we got, what, 135 mobs there. We got 116 here. That one's got 2 Berserkers. This one's got no Berserkers. Let's throw another Flame Aura here. No Cyborgs, right? No, no Cyborgs. Well, I mean, if you're pushing high in Onslaught, you're going to be using 10 out of 10 mods and Chaos 8 gear. That's just what's going to happen. You know, I mean, you're not going to push without using quality equipment. Yeah, his minimum ascension will be in the thousands for sure. I'm really stoked about DDA. A lot of people can't wait for DDA. I mean, it's going to be it'll be a fun game, you know. Now, once again, you have to take DDA for what it is. It's the stepping stone to DD3, right? So, you know, DDA will be a good building block for them to start working on DD3 down the road. Alright, y'all, you're going to have to give me 1 minute real quick. My cat is going crazy. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Oh my god. That was so bad. Little Blitz got into a box that had some packing tape loose on it. So of course the packing tape sticks to him, so what's he do? He freaks out, starts rolling around in it. Gets it caught on his head, on his back, and then starts dragging a cardboard box through the house at full speeds. Oh man. You're on the fence about Earth Toss? Do not be on the fence about Earth Toss, Rage. It is the most required shard on an Earth Shatter tower. If you don't use Earth Toss, you are not using Earth Shatters properly. Straight up, that. Shatterquake is garbage. Shatterquake is just very buggy right now, so the people that like to cheese use Shatterquake. I can talk about it because Chromatic already outed it in their patch notes saying they had fixed it when they didn't. Shatterquake is proccing every weapon and every weapon shard and mod. So if you say have Frostfire Remnants, Grave Infection, Banjacks, Drenching Strikes, Burning Strikes, Life Leech, Shatterquake procs all that stuff. But yeah, Shatterquake is complete junk. It's for people that like to cheese. If you like to cheese, use it because it's fun as hell. If you want to play the game legit, don't use Shatterquake. It's junk on its own. They changed it a while back. Well, one thing you don't want to do, Sony, is keep advertising it on other people's streams. It's very, very bad etiquette and not something that's going to help your channel grow. So, not good etiquette. But controller, if you're going to have crowd control all the time, is going to be the best anti-mod out of all of them, you know? Because it's going to affect every enemy. But you have to have crowd control there 100% of the time or you don't get any benefit from it. And of course, controller is going to stack just like everything else. The most broken thing in DD2 is multiplicative stacking in all of its forms. Completely breaks the game. I didn't look at the bosses. I don't know what's coming. Y'all like how that, what, 1 or 2 upgrades, or did I put any upgrades at all into Burning Strikes and still able to get it to proc on the Drakenlord there? That was my first Drakenlord of this playthrough. Shatterquake used to be really, really good, but they changed how the stacking worked on it because it was too good. Now Shatterquake would be good if you have a really, really tight lane with a lot of mobs. Like right here, all these mobs are all bunched up. Shatterquake would work great on that. But any lane that you have that's spread out, like say this lane where they're coming out 1 or 2 mobs at a time, Shatterquake is going to give you like practically no benefit. I have never played Mayhem, Doug. That's the thing with the supers regening faster. That would be ridiculous. What's going on there, quick? Yeah, this is my alt. Doing that first AP reset on the alt, you know. That could get absurdly chaotic, you'd think, with the supers popping all the time. I mean, who do you even play then? Any of the heroes would be really good. $100+. You mean 100 Ascension plus? I've got, what, 3 alt accounts that are over 100 Ascension? Well, I mean, if you include PlayStation 4 and Xbox, that's 5. I've got this account and 2 other accounts on PC that are over 100. My next best alt account is like, I want to say like 700 Ascension, something like that. Now, my Xbox gets used every day. It just doesn't get used by me. My wife uses the Xbox heavily. Every day, every single day. The one that's covered with dust is the PlayStation. Poor little PlayStation, man. Doesn't get any love. Theoden, what's going on? But yeah, the Xbox gets all kinds of action, but it's usually Risk. She hasn't been playing Bejeweled in a while. She's still got her game sitting. She's a lot very different than a lot of gamers. She's more than content with, you know, Bejeweled. Obviously, you can save it. You know, you can save your progress. She's more than content, like, not playing Bejeweled for 6 months and then picking it up and continuing again. She's fine with that. She doesn't care. Me, I mean, her goal is to get to that 2.1 bill. It's coming, Shelly. It's coming. You don't have to shake your head at me. There, young lady. We're getting there. We're getting there. Baby steps. We had our anniversary the weekend before last, and then this last weekend she was sick. This upcoming weekend, she's gonna want to binge the new Orange is the New Black season. But besides that, don't think should be able to get some Super Mario in. Gots to play some Super Mario Maker. In fact, if she doesn't do it this weekend, I'm just gonna do it without her. You're on episode 8. Nice. I haven't watched any of it yet. Well, I mean, that's a series that we always, through all of the seasons of Orange is the New Black, we've watched them together. So yeah, I'm not, I haven't seen any of this season stuff. Let me look at the amount of experience I'm gaining. 2.3 mil. You'd think I would have gone up more Ascension by now. But I mean, I'm not getting crap for XP or gold with just that 5% bonus. In fact, I'm going to head out to Tavern for a minute and let me look, because next up we got floor 15. Borderlands 3? I'm not positive on that one, Shelly. I mean, I think that would be awesome if it was. It is coming on Epic, so that makes it possible, I think. Let me look at that. I'm so used to trashing the mods. Alright, now we're making progress here. 17k, right? I gotta use this thing. Where do we put it? That's 12k. I think it's gotta go in these Earth Shatters. There we go. We got some big boy Earth Shatters now. What about the flames? 12.5. I think we're good on the flames. Oh, you read it on the wiki, but it won't be at release? That's fair. Got us a little Defendy pack. Alright, I think we might be getting close to Chaos 5. Let me look. Now, how you can tell is when you go to queue on a floor, it will show you what it is. So, not yet. Floor 15 is not Chaos 5. Now, Chaos 5, before I do that, I'm going to want to throw on a couple of hero health armor pieces so I can survive the assassins. Because that could be ugly. Let's see. Let's pop back in and get floor 15 knocked out. This one will probably be the last floor of the day, y'all. Like I said, I'm still not feeling absolutely wonderful. Yeah, at least we got a good map. I love this map. A lot of people hate it. I love it. Let's see what we got. We got Skellies for days. Psy Fodders, Zerker Throwers. Dreadbones with Cyborgs over there. Now, we got one big benefit for those lanes over there, and that is the Earth Shatter hits into the spawn. So, we're going to wreck it. Let's just throw a Skyguard here and a Skyguard here to make sure we're covered in that end. This is Temple of the Necrotic. Yeah, the Incursion version is Mal'Donis. Geo-Wampity Zerkers. I kind of feel like I should go 2 Earth Shatters here just to not risk it. And then another benefit, just like Frost Mobs, Skeletons take increased damage from fire. So we want to throw a bunch of fire damage in over here. And we got nothing but skeletons come out of these, so it doesn't matter where you place your stuff, just throw it on the ground. Just gonna stack up a bunch of fire damage and call it good. Now over here, I think we're gonna take advantage of the Earth Shatter's range. You see how long and straight the lanes are in the back? Well, the Earth Shatter will hit inside of there. So let's make the Earth Shatter do really nasty things. And let's just spam it up with Earth Shatters here on both of these lanes. Same thing here. See, we got a long stretch for the mobs to walk around in the back. Let's Earth Shatter the poo-poo right out of them. Bad placement there. There we go. 5. God, I got so much DE left. Let's do more. More Earth Shatters. That's 6 Earth Shatters. Holy crap. Let's throw some more over here. Can't make it from here. Let's see. More Earth Shatters. I want to watch this now. And still 50 left. Holy crap. Well, I tell you what we can do, just in case. We'll throw 1 Flame Aura here and 1 Flame Aura here. But I don't think these Flame Auras are going to get a whole lot of activity. Alright, let's see how it does. I mean, it should just wreck them back in there. Little Gobas are making it. They're not making it very far. The same answer as the other 1,600 times I've answered that one for you, Mark. Play Onslaught. What's up, Angels? You do realize you're at the point now where I ignore all your comments, Mark. I mean, I don't know how many more times I can answer the question for you when it's the same answer every time, and I've answered it directly to you at least 50 times. So, in case you're curious. Oh, they reckon it. They getting up in there now. Got a few stragglers coming through, but not too bad. You got to get used to that noise. That's the... If it times with the music, it's okay. But boy, the earth shatters are noisy. Holy crap. Alright, let's get these upped. This lane actually did pretty good. I don't see any mana really up front. There's that couple of little droplets at the beginning. And it looks like the skellies actually walked down the stairs. Let's get some ups here so we don't have to worry about those guys. I think the relic from this map will probably go on the flames. Out of juice. Let's see how we do. I'm surprised mobs are making it this far out, to be honest. This cyborg almost got a shot off on that flame aura. That's a lot of earth shatters. It's because I don't have the rate optimized and whatnot. They'd be wrecking it if I had the rate working proper. Uh-oh, Cannon Ogre. Let's see how that Cannon Ogre does. Oh, he got hammered. Oof. How we doing over here? Doing a little better. The mana piles are up higher up the steps. That's a good sign. Uh-oh, better get a little Skyguard uppage here. Those guys were dive bombing. I haven't done anything with the Skyguards yet. Farming C1 for destruction is so laid back. Indeed it is. Oh, finally a cyborg got a shot off on the flames. Destruction is the grind, man. I tell you, I had terrible luck getting destruction shards. I mean, I've got tons of them now. But, boy, I put the work in. And I've spent a ton of defender medals on shards, too. I mean, I don't know the exact number. But I'm assuming I've spent over 100,000 defender medals on shard packs. Well, either shard packs or just buying the shards now. Yeah, that's like my luck there, Rage. That's how it works out for me, for sure. Doesn't matter how many packs you open. No, I'm not playing the main account today. Quick. I'm actually not going to be live much longer. Pardon me. I'm still getting over the cold. Yeah, sadly that is very, very normal. Well, I mean, if you look at the probability of it, it's like if you worked out the actual probability math, if there's 32 shards in a pool, and I know Chaos 1 doesn't have that many, but if there's 32 shards in a pool, it works out to where you have to open, what probability would say you'd have to open like 120 shard packs to get one of the shard that you want, to have a 99% chance of getting one of the shards that you want. Now, of course, that means you could still be that 1% and not get it. That's crazy. The bot, for those that are on the Discord channel, the bot has a probability calculator in it if you're ever curious about those things. The cryobot. That's how it works for me too, Rage. I can tell you when shards first came into the game, like defense rate. You know, defense rate has always been a hot shard, right? I was at like Ascension 280 before I got my very first defense rate shard. 280 Ascension levels before getting one shard. And I was crying about that to Sidewalk Hero, and Side's like, dude, I was over 300 before I got by. Like, oh my god. It's crazy. I mean, that's why the shard vendor's there. Chromatic realized that it was cruel and unusual punishment, the shard grind. And it sucks spending your defender medals on shards. But if you want to progress quickly through the game, it really is the fastest way. Defense rate was the first good one you got. Back then it was all about power transfer. It was more about crit than it was about damage. So back in the day, the hot three were defense rate, deadly strikes, and power transfer, where now it's destruction instead of power transfer. But I did have power transfer relatively quick. Well, destruction, defense rate. I mean, if I was starting over and brand new to the game, I would have one main defense, and I would get a deadly strikes, a destruction, and a defense rate on it as soon as I got the 3,000 defender medals. And then, depending on what tier I was in, I would move that relic around to different defenses. So, like, if I was in Chaos 2, I would take it off of Flame Auras and move it on to, like, Earth Shatters or Cannonballs or something else. Just to counter the cyborgs. I feel like I should do a little more something over here. Get a little more flyer loving going on there. How about here? That far lane is held really strong this whole time. This is usually the lane it seems like I have to worry about, but not this run. You trashed a bunch of shards? Well, I mean, the main defense shards, you never want to trash any of those. What am I expecting from DDA? I mean, that's a pretty generalized question there, Miguel, but I mean, I'm expecting it to be the best Dungeon Defenders game made yet. There is no guarantee, Mark. It's a chance every floor. It's a small chance every floor. There's no guarantees. But that's where they come from. Well, thanks there, Patrick. I appreciate it. Hopefully DDA has a little bit more information available in-game. Having a dedicated UI person should be huge in that regard. The problem now is a lot of the info that we do have in-game is not correct, like tooltips. You know, tooltips, actually it looks pretty close on that one. Tooltips on most defenses are just not even close. Looks like it's giving me a high number on that one. Poison Dart Towers is where it's really bad. It shows you a much larger number than what you're actually getting. Like, these poison dart towers are not doing anywhere near 573,000 DPS. Well, I mean, eventually you would get a pack, but floor 1 is going to have the lowest chance to drop to get one. So, I mean, if you keep doing it and you never stop, eventually you'll get one, sure. I mean, it might take you 1,000 maps. Yeah, Earth Toss is good stuff. Alright, let's do one more. I said that was going to be the last one. I got one more in me. Got to get that Gilded Destruction. Gilded Defense Rate is the big one. It's the most important Gilded Shard, in my opinion. Let's see what we got. Zapper Whompers, Scythe Throwers, Kamikazes, Durgans. We got pretty straightforward, easy peasy lanes for the most part. Let's see, let's just throw Skyguard back here. We got nothing special here, so let's just do the standard spammer. Couple of Earth Shatters, a PDT, and a Flame R. See, Psy Whompers with long shot. I think here we're just going to rely pretty heavily on the Earth Shatter damage. Now here is a good example. Like, I want to throw a Flame Aura, like, right there. We got 4 Cyborgs coming out there. There's no doubt that the Cyborgs will disable that. However, if we make them work for it a little. So let's go with like a Flame Aura over here around the corner. And then another one, say, like way back here. Now, the Cyborgs are going to aggro to this Flame Aura because it's the closest to the spawn, right? So the Cyborgs are going to come out. They're going to have to get around the corner to hit that Flame Aura. And while they're going for that Flame Aura, they're going to be in the range of this one. So you can still get away with using your auras on Cyborg lanes, but you just want to be smart with the placement. You can't, Mark. Skyguard attacks flyers only. If you knock enemies up while they're in the air, they become flyers. But there's no way to make Earth Shatter target ground mobs. When a ground mob is knocked up, once again, it's not a ground mob anymore. It's then a flyer. Okay, now here we got the same deal. So what do? We could put a bait tower out. Well, let's just do that. So the Cyborgs are going to go for this aura. So let's make sure we get that area covered. While they're going for that aura, they're going to be getting hit by this aura. Going on there, Ethan? How you doing? Got the Kamikaze action over here. Just one Skyguard, that one should do it. Geo Throwers. We actually got a really easy pull this time. Now what mobs do we have here? We have Dargans here. Now one thing you'll notice here is the flyers are going to aggro to defenses here. And I don't want them to do that. So I'm going to put these as far over as I can. I'm doing good. I'm getting over a little summer cold, so I'm a little whiny and coffee and just all around being a little crybaby over it. But what more can you say, you know? I cannot stand having a cold. It's the worst thing ever. What's going on there? You can stand up. Let's see. Let's get a Flame Aura up there. And I want to put a Skyguard down here too. And then here we got Thrower Vanguard. So this one's going to be pretty straightforward. Actually, let's put the PDT up high. And then we'll put the Earth Shatters down low. Yeah, Cyborg Frosty Lanes are pretty common, Rage. Something like that 1 amp Warrior build works really good. You just have to add fire damage in to make up for the Frosties. So like if you do the regular 1 amp Warrior setup with the Reflect Beam and then add some fire damage in, it will wreck it. I mean, you don't want to put Tenacity on everything. You want to kind of pick and choose what you put Tenacity on. Thanks there, Seraphis. I do appreciate it. Because remember, by putting Tenacity on something, you're removing a mod slot for increased damage of some form. You know, whether it be rate or range or anti-mod or whatever you choose to use. Tenacity is taking that away from you. So Tenacity is extremely powerful, but you don't want to put it on everything. You want to have some stuff that are going full power. And then you just have to use smart placement when you have the Cyborgs in the mix. Pretty easy, that one. Why on earth would Lost Temples Wave 1 be easier than Temple and Necrotics Wave 1? No new lanes, so let's just spew some upgrades around. I do want to hit this Psywomper lane up here, as I just don't want to hang out up there and pay attention. Alright, now let's look. Did these get disabled? That one says 0 damage dealt. Actually, both of them have 0 damage dealt. Wow. These Flame Auras were completely unneeded as the Skyguard, or the Earth Shatters and PDT wrecked it. Let's see. What else? I guess we can hit this Skyguard up here. Let's hit it twice. There we go. You gotta be good. Exclamation FA in chat there. You can stand up. We'll get you a link. Or you can do exclamation spotlights and get a link to all of my builds. If you check that Hero and Defense Spotlight playlist, it's got all the defenses on it. But, I mean, in that regard, too, remember, all defenses are basically the same. So, if you... First things first. You want to get yourself to the speed cap. #1 priority. So if you don't have a Gilded Defense Rate Shard, or if you don't have a 10 of 10 Defense Rate mod, then you're going to want to use a Shard of any quality and a mod of any quality to get to the rate cap. That should be your #1 priority with every damaging defense. After that, you want to find your comfort zone with the range. Is it a defense where you should be using Deadly Strikes, like say a Flame Aura? If that's the case, then you're going to want the Deadly Strike Shard and get yourself to that happy point with the range. There we go, we got a new lane now. Now once you get your range, once you get to the defense speed cap, and then you get your range to a point where you're happy with it, then everything else you want to go into damage. With Tenacity, anything less than a 10 out of 10 is almost not worth using, to be honest. It's got to be a 10 out of 10. tenacity is just one of those things, you know. I think we're just gonna go one Earth Shatter and then Aura this lane out with no borkage. Basically with cyborgs, they're either gonna disable your stuff or they're not gonna disable your stuff. If they disable your stuff, then there's gonna be a good chance you're gonna get overrun. And the only thing that can protect you from that is either a 10 of 10 tenacity or the automation shard. Yeah, the game is... Crit is not a super effective thing to go for in the current, well, in Dungeon Defenders 2. It's not the current, it's the way it is now. The game used to be focused on crit, and crit was a little bit out of control, and they went through and nerfed crit and made defense power more powerful. So the general use best shards in slot on every defense in the game would be defense rate, deadly strikes, and destruction. You wouldn't want to go crit at all. It's kind of unfortunate, because I love crit. Who doesn't like seeing the big numbers, right? But it is what they gave us, and that's what they gave us, so... Well, I mean, if you got baby-sized auras, then you're not, you know... Baby-sized auras can hit really hard. But, I mean, my flame auras on my main account are like 1.5 million at tier 1, and they're huge. So, I mean, you don't have to do that. Using the itty-bitty tiny auras is just nerfing your effectiveness. Auras are one of those things. I mean, adding range to it is a direct buff. Because, you know, why would you want to hit something once for 10 when you can hit it twice for 8, you know? You're just going to do more damage. Maybe I should actually look at the lane. Zerker Whompers. Okay, they're phased, so we got an easy peasy lane here, too. We'll just go with the Petrify and Flame Auras. I'm not really going to get challenged in this at all until I get to a point where we stop getting... or start getting lanes with more cyborgs, which eventually it'll be almost all cyborgs. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Their future, that's a good, solid base. You know? I mean, 1.5 mil is what you're going to get to once you get the Chaos 8 fully upgraded. You know, 950k tier 1 at Chaos 7 is a very, very good place. Very good place to be. Cannon Ogre, 13 mil. He got wrecked. I got wrecked too. Guess that happens. Yeah, it's all nothing wrong with that, future. Originally I upgraded stuff that was 8 of 10 or 9 out of 10 to Chaos 8, but now I don't do it. I just don't need the stuff bad enough, you know. Before I did it because it was the new shiny thing. So of course you want to do the new shiny thing, right? I think we got full face roll going here. What do we got for bosses? We got Malthius, we got Griblock. Shouldn't be bad. your weapon will give you the least benefit future. I mean, it's out of anything that's hero damage related wise, then yeah, the weapon would be the first thing you want to do. But I would definitely suggest doing defenses before you do a weapon. What's going on, Attila? Welcome. I would do defenses before I did a weapon, personally. I mean, as it stands right now, with my main hero all jacked up, I've only got one weapon out of all those DPS heroes. That's Chaos Aid. That's on my monk. Nothing else is. It's just the smallest gain. Getting that Chaos Aid onto a defense, however, though, that can make a pretty sizable difference. If you're going for that 1 amp warrior build there, future, you definitely want to do reflect beams. Get a 10 of 10 tenacity on there and take it to Chaos 8. And when you get that milestone, you have hit a whole nother level in the game. Yeah, you keep it, Thomas, but it gets dropped to campaign level. Like if you look through my gear, actually I've replaced that piece, but if you look through most of the stuff, it's all campaign. Alright, y'all. I hate to cut it short today, but I am gonna. Just because I still feel kind of like poo. I feel a little better, but I am ready to get my weekend started and park and sip on my hot tea and eat my chicken noodle soup and cry about how I feel like crap and hope that the wife makes me more soup. What can you do, you know? Actually, I got some decent mods dropping. Anti-range is kind of crappy, but the quality's good. But anyway, y'all, so that was, what, floor... Where did we even start today? Floor 8, I think it was, or 9? Through floor 16. So making some progress. We got 14 more floors to go before we hit that AP reset point again. So we're definitely getting close. We're actually past the halfway point now. Hell yeah, Shelly, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks a ton, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. Anybody that plays Destiny 2, I did start a Destiny 2 clan, and we're ready to open up recruitment for that. If anybody needs a Destiny 2 clan, look us up, GC Nation. I'm debating on putting out a video on it. I don't want to really do a recruiting video, but I think just to let people know that we are looking for folks on the Destiny 2 clan. But anyway, hopefully everyone's having a good day, and I will see you all real soon. So thanks again, all. Appreciate everybody swinging by, and nobody asked me any tough questions. I was worried about putting AMA in the title because I thought people would ask me like really terrible personal things. But everybody was nice, so thank you all so much for being nice. Anyway, y'all have a good weekend. See y'all.